Okay, so question number 9. Which processes is endothermic? Okay, so let me describe endothermic and exothermic reactions. When we have an endothermic reaction, this is when heat is absorbed from the surroundings to the system. So I'll also add that heat is a reactant, you could say as well, if it makes it easier. And when we have an exothermic reaction, this is pretty much the opposite. So heat is released from the system to the surroundings. So for exothermic reactions, heat can also be considered a product. Okay, so those are our two scenarios. Let's look at all the options they give us. Freezing of water. Okay, so when we freeze water, then that means heat is released. So when we have liquid water and it's like warm, then the heat is in the system. But once we start to decrease the temperature, then the heat is kind of released from the water and ice is formed. So this makes it an exothermic reaction. So I'll just say this is exothermic. B, the combustion of propane. Okay, so when we have a combustion reaction, this releases energy and heat. So this is also an exothermic reaction. C, we have a hot coffee cup as the system cools on a countertop. So coffee cooling. So this is similar to when water is freezing. The heat is being released from the system to the surroundings. So this is exothermic as well. D, the chemical reaction in a hot pack, often used to treat sore muscles. So hot pack. So what takes place is that the hot pack releases heat. So the hot pack is like, yeah, it's pretty much a hot pack that you put on your muscles to kind of relieve the pain. And since it's hot, it gives off this heat onto your muscle pain, and that's how it is used to treat the sore muscles. So since this releases heat, again, we have another exothermic reaction. So this leaves us with E. So process of elimination, this is probably the endothermic one, but let's see what it says anyways. The evaporation of rubbing alcohol. So when we have an evaporation reaction, this is also the conversion of a liquid to a gas. So if we think about the conversion of liquid water to water vapor, when we boil the water, then this converts liquid water to a gas. So we can say the same thing about just the evaporation of rubbing alcohol. When we have the process of the phase transformation of a liquid to a gas, this requires energy, which can be in the form of heat. So therefore, this is our endothermic reaction. And our answer is then option E. Okay, so let's see what the junior tutor said. The energy is released during a certain process. The process is called an exothermic process. On the other hand, if energy is absorbed, the process is endothermic. Option A, freezing of water, involves a process in which water molecules are changed from disordered liquid to a more ordered solid phase. In this case, energy is released, hence it is an exothermic process. The combustion of propane. In general, combustion reactions are reactions where the energy is being released. Therefore, this is an exothermic process. Coffee cup cools on the countertop. So in this process, the heat from the coffee is being released to the surroundings. Thus, it is an exothermic process. Chemical reaction in a hot pack, often used to treat sore muscles. Considering the hot pack as the system, it releases energy to the body. This is considered an exothermic process. And then lastly, E, evaporation of rubbing alcohol. Evaporation is a process where a more ordered liquid particles are changed to a less ordered phase, which is gas. Energy is needed for this process, thus it is an endothermic process. Yep, so this solution is correct.